Hey everyone, it's Ness and Jay, and I want to talk about foundation. Within the past couple weeks, I've gotten some questions and some concerns asking me what to do about caking, what to do about when makeup starts to crease, why it's moving around, and as best as I could, I try to answer them via DM. I don't really feel I gave it the real attention it deserves. So with that being said, I want to make this video and specifically for some special ladies, Phoenix, Allison, and Crystal. This is for you. And hopefully if you have trouble with your foundation as well, if that's something that you're currently dealing with, you'll find this very helpful. So whenever I do makeup application on a client, one of the first things that I ask, and secondly to if they have any sensitivities or any allergies, the first thing I do is I ask what their skin type is. Some people know, some people don't. And that mainly is whether your skin is oily, whether it's dry, combo, sensitive, things like that. That's the first step in really a good foundation, because certain foundations don't work on everybody. For instance, I would never use a powdered, foundation. I always stick to either cream or liquid foundations because my skin is really dry. I'm constantly trying to replenish my skin with moisturizer as best as I can to prevent the caking and the creasing. So knowing your skin type, one, is the very first step. So if you are dry skin like me, you're gonna want to use things that replenish the moisturizer, that moisture in your skin that you don't have like me. Obviously having the right tone and having the right shade for you is obviously very, very important. But before you even do that, if you have dry skin and you put the right tone and the right shade on you, it's still not gonna work. So setting up your skin for success is the next step in making sure you have a really good foundation. My foundation care the night before. I'm using this. This is the Ahava, is that how you pronounce it? Ahava, I don't know. Whatever. Ahava hydration cream mask. I use this at least twice a week. It's something that I do, you can do day or night. I like to use it at night and what I do is, this is something you put on, it's like a cream, and you wear it for 3 to 5 minutes, you wash it off with water, and then you carry on with your day. I love this. If you want a specific video on oily skin, I will definitely do one for you. But for dry skin, this is something that I definitely like. Secondly, I like to use every day is a moisturizer. Currently right now, I just bought this, this is called the Sephora Coconut Water. Now, some people can't use this. Now, obviously, if you have allergies, but this is something that I personally use, and I'm finding it has a really nice price point. If you're interested in this, I will put in the link to the purchase below. But I think it ran me like less than $20. I can't remember because I bought it a couple weeks ago. Another thing that I do part of my skincare every day, or especially the night before, is this Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Oil. I like to use it. It really replenishes my skin for the night of, and so by morning my skin feels very soft and moisturized. And I discovered this by my sister. Actually, my sister bought me a Sephora Skin Favorites, and this was in there, and I loved it so much I bought the actual size. I think this ran like $27, so which is pretty good because I think it's gonna last me quite a long time. So setting up your skin, like I said, is definitely important and essential in getting a really good foundation base. Next step would be actually setting up your skin for putting on the makeup. So not every makeup artist or makeup enthusiast agrees with this. Depending on the client, it depends on their skin, obviously, and what it's doing. But I really like including this, and that's primer. Not everyone feels it's necessary. I feel like, why not? I mean, it's one extra step, who cares? And so I personally use the Smashbox Photo Finish because I have, because I have really dry skin. I don't know where it went, but you saw it, right? Okay. And then the next step, the next step would be, besides primer, is finally the foundation. Now, if you have dry skin, what I would use on you is the Benefit Professional. I'm actually low, and it's in my kit, buried away back there. So I'm not digging it out, but I think you know which one I'm talking about. That's something that would be really good to really fill in the pores if you have dry skin. It's something that's mattifying and will definitely set you up for success. Besides foundation, and I will get to that, I promise, is the tools that you use. So if you are using the wrong tools, your makeup is not going to look as good as you want, trust me. Especially if it's if you have oily skin or dry skin and you're using the wrong type of applicator, it's not going to look as flawless as you would like, because it's just going to create another obstacle for you. So there's a couple of things that you can use. Obviously everyone knows the Beauty Blender is awesome and I love it. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it tends to soak up a lot of the product, and I don't want to waste stuff, because a lot of the foundations are, you know, they're very expensive, especially for my kit. I try to use the best of the best, and I don't want to be wasting it in a sponge. So this is something that I would apply after I use a brush. Now there are different types of makeup brushes. This is the one that I love to use. This is the Real Techniques stippling brush. And what I would do is I would kind of dot my face everywhere, and I do this with clients as well. And I just start to swirl it in and kind of buff it into my skin in thin layers. So if you really want really maximum coverage, this helps you create thin layer by thin layer into your desired coverage without it being too thick at once. So this allows you to decipher what level of coverage you want. So after using the brush, I would use a damp, not wet. You want to be able to squeeze it and no water comes out. It's nice and fluffy and gorgeous, and you just pat it in, dab it in. Now in regards to pressure, you're actually going to want to put some pretty decent pressure. I mean, you don't want to be punching your face or anything with this thing, but you want to really apply some pressure. You don't want to be real gentle, because that's not going to do anything. You're just going to keep pressing in like this very, very well, and that is going to blend in that foundation. Another thing that's helpful is using one of these flat brushes. I have these in a larger size, and I've actually done it in a couple videos where I've just kind of spread my foundation around, and that's helped me kind of smooth it out before I use the sponge, but I always apply brush then sponge. So it's really up to you however you want it, and ideally there's no way, as long as you're blending it slowly, you're not going to have any problems with it. Diving into actual product. So I have tons of foundation based on different types of skin types, and my personal choice, depending on coverage, is between this one, which is the Tarte Amazonian Clay, and then I've been recently using this is the YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow. These are my two favorite ones. And this is something that I use on a day. This is what I'm using today. And if I want something more mattifying that looks really full coverage, I will definitely use these two. Now, one tip that I would like to give you is that you can mix your foundation. You don't have to stick with one. You can make your foundation match you. Now, I know some people buy different foundations based on the season because they're more tan. What I've been doing, which has helped me, is I bought some darkening drops, and that's helped me kind of alter my favorites, especially if I just bought it and it's got almost a full tube. I don't want to spend another, you know, $50 on foundation when I can just kind of lighten this up or darken it based on, you know, the season. Now, after you have actually applied the foundation, last step is setting it up. So with concealer, especially if you're using something full coverage like the famous, you know, Tarte Shape Tape, you need to apply the loose powder to set it, because it's so thick it will move, and whatever's not blended may crease. And what I have a problem with is I have naturally long eyelashes, although I do need some lashes right now. That probably would make me look a little bit better, but I tend to get the mascara like here, and it's so annoying. And so to avoid that, you can use the Laura Mercier brightening powder, or you can use the RCMA no color powder, which is something that I also like to use and I'm using today. I currently ran out and I threw out the canister, sorry. but I put it on about 3 hours ago, and as you can see, there's really no creasing. I'm pretty happy with it. And then if you really want to set up your skin for a long day wear type of application, is finishing off with a powder. Now, I love the Laura Mercier translucent. This is the Glow, which is the one I'm wearing. I like it, provides a nice sheen, kind of like a satin finish. And then there's the other normal one, which is this is just the translucent one. So I use both depending on what type of look I want. These are really great in providing long wear without it creasing or moving around. So there you have it. That's essentially my concepts of how I do makeup application. I hope you found this very useful. And if you want me to do more videos like this, please comment and let me know, because I will definitely do it if you want. All right, guys, I will hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful, makeup flawless day. And until next time, I'll see you then.